So I'm sitting here working at my desk and it's kind of a dreary day. It's kind of nice that I have this overhead light from Mount It. Here you can kind of get like a full sense of how it looks like on a desk. Mine is actually pointing this way to illuminate the room, and then it mounts to your desk all the way down here. Here's a closer look of how it mounts, and boy, is my desk a mess. But yeah, so it really easily clips onto desks of really any size. The controls are fairly straightforward. You have two power switches. One actually illuminates the sides, and then one illuminates the center. And then you have this button switcher, and what this does is it changes the color temperature from 3000K to 6500K. And then you have this, which allows you to increase the brightness of the light itself. So in its full brightness, it actually is like fairly bright, and then you could dim it to, oh yeah, it keeps going. And then you could dim it to like kind of a soft light here. It sits way above a standard size monitor. There's a lot of adjustable pivot points on the light itself. So let me kind of walk through all the options. So for me, like you saw earlier, it was mounted backwards. So I actually had this turned all the way around, and then I turned it forward and then changed where I mounted it. So here is a swivel point, and it actually pivots here if you really need a fine-tune adjustment. And then in the center here, it pivots. So this allows you to get the light nice and tall if you want through that point, or if you really want it kind of more over your desk setup, if you're drawing, or if you want your workstation more illuminated, you can kind of pivot it there. And then you have one more pivot point right here, so you can really fine tune the adjustments however you want. And then here, you can actually twist it. So you can have it in this vertical orientation if that's what you want. The only weird thing I notice is when you have the light all the way up, so if it's fully extended, the actual light itself, it kind of moves side to side, but it doesn't really necessarily feel unstable. It's more if you like knock it by accident, it does kind of go on its own. But keep in mind, it's also very tall. So it's really a factor of there being a lot of leverage right here. However, it's usually going to be mounted on the back of your desk. So it's not really a concern because you're not going to really be touching it too much. All right, so this is going to be your light if you are working and you really need to illuminate your face, like during a meeting and it's super dark everywhere and you really need some more illumination in your face. This is going to be the desk light for you.